Hi, I'm Rose. I've got a corner office at Apex Marketing with a view of Chicago that screams success. At 28, being the youngest executive director isn't too shabby for someone whose teenage reputation was thief. My phone buzzed. Alex had texted about our anniversary dinner. 2 years together, and he still makes everything better. I wasn't always this lucky. 14 years ago, my sister Diane destroyed my life with one calculated move. Where is it, Rose? Tell us the truth right now. Dad's face was bright red that Friday afternoon. I don't know what you're talking about. $500 is missing from our drawer. Diane saw you in our room yesterday. I looked at Diane, standing behind our parents with fake concern. I didn't take anything. I wasn't even in your room. We found this in your backpack. Mom held up an empty envelope with Dad's handwriting. That's not mine. Diane put it there. You're really going to blame me? Just admit it, Rose. The punishment was brutal. 3 months grounded, but the worst part was how my parents looked at me, like I'd betrayed them. Word spread through school like wildfire. Only Tyler stood by me. I know you didn't do it. Your sister's always been jealous of you. Thanks for believing me, Ty. No one else does. My cousin Megan, who was staying with us that weekend, avoided eye contact whenever I tried talking to her. Years later, I realized she must have seen something. I never got an apology. Diane just acted like nothing happened. I moved out the day after graduation and put myself through college with scholarships and 3 jobs. These days, contact with Diane is minimal, just holiday gatherings. She married some finance guy named James, then divorced him last year. I haven't heard from her in almost 3 years. Until today. My phone rang as I was leaving the office. Unknown number. Hello? Rose, it's me. I need to see you. It's important. Diane's voice. After all this time. How did you get this number? Does it matter? I'm in trouble. Can we meet tomorrow? Just hear me out. I should have said no, but something in her voice, desperation mixed with that familiar manipulation, made me curious. Fine. Coffee shop on Clark Street. Noon. I hung up, already regretting it. Whatever Diane wanted, it couldn't be good. But maybe, just maybe, it was time for some long overdue justice. I arrived at the coffee shop 15 minutes early to grab a corner table. Always better to have your back against the wall when dealing with Diane. She walked in 10 minutes late, designer purse but worn shoes. Typical Diane prioritizing appearances over practicality. You look good, Rose. Success suits you. She slid into the chair across from me, fidgeting with her coffee sleeve. Cut to the chase. What's so important? Diane sighed dramatically. I'm in a really bad spot. After the divorce, James left me with nothing. Well, worse than nothing. Debt. A lot of it. How much? $45,000. Credit cards mostly. Some loans? I nearly choked on my latte. And you're telling me this because I need help, Rose. The bank's threatening foreclosure and I've got nowhere else to turn. Her eyes darted around, never meeting mine. Classic Diane tell, she was hiding something. What about Mom and Dad? They've already helped, but it's not enough. Look, I know we've had our differences. Differences? You framed me for stealing and let me take the punishment. You never even apologized. Diane waved her hand dismissively. We were kids. It was stupid money. Can't you let it go? This is my life falling apart. The audacity was breathtaking. I'll think about it. Send me your financial details. After she left, I called Tyler. He'd become a financial advisor, conveniently enough. She had the nerve to ask you for money? After everything? Tyler's voice crackled through the speaker. Yep, and I'm going to need your help digging into her finances. Count me in. Nobody deserves payback more than you. My next stop was Megan's apartment. We'd reconnected at a family wedding last year, but never discussed the past. I was wondering when you'd finally ask, Megan said, pouring wine. I've felt guilty for years. So you did see something. Megan nodded slowly. I saw Diane take the money from your parents' room. Then later, I watched her plant the envelope in your backpack while you were showering. My hand shook. Why didn't you say anything? I was 14 and terrified of Diane. She caught me watching and threatened to tell everyone about something I'd done. I couldn't risk it back then. And now? Now I've got nothing to hide. I'll tell your parents if you want. I thought about it. Not yet. There's more going on. Diane's been hitting up Mom and Dad for cash. How do you know? I called Mom after meeting Diane. Turns out they've loaned her over $20,000 in the past year. Megan's eyes widened. She told me they barely help her. Classic Diane, playing everyone against each other. That evening, Tyler called with news. Your sister's finances are a disaster, but something doesn't add up. Her spending exceeds her debt. Way exceeds it. Meaning, either she's hiding assets, or there's more debt we don't know about. Can you find out which? Already on it. But Rose, whatever you're planning, make it good. She deserves everything coming to her. I smiled, pieces falling into place. Oh, I will. 14 years is a long time to think about karma. I texted Diane the next morning. Still considering your request. Need more details about your financial situation. Her response came immediately. Thank you. I'll email everything. You won't regret this. Oh, but she would. Tyler and I spent 3 days combing through her financial statements. That's when we found it. Look at these credit inquiries. Tyler pointed at his laptop screen. 2 MasterCards opened last year under Robert and Linda Anderson. My parents' names? Bingo. And look at the mailing address. It's Diane's apartment. I felt sick. She's stealing their identities now? With their credit scores, she qualified for premium cards. $25,000 limit each. I needed more ammunition, so I reached out to the last person I expected to ally with. Diane's ex-husband. James met me at a bar downtown, looking nothing like the arrogant finance bro I remembered from their wedding. I was wondering when you'd contact me, he said, sliding a manila folder across the table. What's this? Everything I gathered during our divorce. Bank statements, loan applications with forged signatures, recordings of her admitting to manipulation. I couldn't use it in court. My lawyer said it was obtained improperly. Why help me now? James took a long sip of his bourbon. She destroyed my credit, alienated my family, and convinced everyone I was abusive. Sound familiar? I flipped through the documents. This is comprehensive. I spent a year building this case. Use it better than I could. With all the pieces in place, I called my parents. I'm thinking of hosting dinner this Saturday. Diane mentioned she's been struggling. Thought we could discuss how to help. That's thoughtful, honey, Mom said. We've been worried about her. Great. I'll invite Megan, too. She mentioned wanting to reconnect with Diane. The day before the dinner, Diane called, panic edging her voice. What exactly are you planning tomorrow? Just dinner. Family support like you wanted? You've been asking questions, Rose. Dad mentioned you were curious about the money they've loaned me. Just trying to understand the full picture before committing. Listen carefully. Don't try to play games with me. I can still hurt you. Is that a threat? It's a reminder. Remember who Mom and Dad believed 14 years ago? Saturday arrived. I prepared my apartment meticulously. Documents hidden but accessible. Security cameras discreetly installed. Recording app ready on my phone. Mom and Dad arrived first, followed by Diane, who surveyed my apartment with barely concealed disdain. Cute place. Smaller than I expected for an executive. Some of us pay our own bills, Diane. The doorbell rang again. Diane froze when she saw Megan walk in, clutching a large envelope. What's she doing here? Supporting family, just like everyone else. Megan squeezed my hand as she passed. It's all here. 14 years ago, and now? Diane's eyes darted between us. What's going on? Dinner first, I smiled sweetly. Then we'll discuss your financial situation. Dinner was painfully awkward. Diane kept shooting nervous glances at Megan while my parents made stilted small talk. After dessert, I grabbed a folder from my desk. Before we discuss Diane's financial needs, there's something from 14 years ago we need to address. Diane stiffened. Ancient history isn't relevant. Megan, tell them what you saw that weekend. Megan took a deep breath. I saw Diane take the money from your room. Then she planted the empty envelope in Rose's backpack while she was showering. Mom's hand flew to her mouth. Is this true? I pressed play on my phone. James's voice filled the room. So you admit you took the money and blamed your sister? Diane's recorded voice. It was $500, and she was always the favorite. She deserved it. Diane lunged for my phone. That's doctored. Like these doctored credit cards? I slid statements across the table. 2 MasterCards opened in your names, sent to Diane's address. $50,000 of debt. Dad's face went pale. What? That's on top of the $20,000 she's borrowed from you. I spread out loan applications with forged signatures, bank statements showing offshore transfers, and played another recording of Diane bragging about manipulating our parents. Diane's tears started flowing. I made some mistakes. I was desperate after James left me with nothing. Stop it, Dad said, his voice harder than I'd ever heard it. We can see exactly what you're doing now. We're filing a police report, Mom said quietly. Diane turned to me. Rose, please. I'm your sister. I'm sorry about what happened when we were kids. Like you paid me back for stealing my reputation? For making our parents think I was a thief? We're calling the police, Dad said, pulling out his phone. Wait, I'll turn myself in. Just give me that dignity. 2 months later, Mom and Dad joined Tyler, Alex, and me for dinner, our new tradition. Diane had pleaded guilty to identity theft and fraud, receiving 3 years probation. Our parents had restraining orders and were rebuilding their credit. Last week, Diane sent a tearful voicemail begging for forgiveness. I deleted it without responding. To new beginnings, Dad raised his glass, looking directly at me. And to believing the people who deserve it. And to justice, Tyler added, even when it's 14 years late. The weight I'd carried since I was 14 finally lifted. Some people say living well is the best revenge, but I disagree. The best revenge is truth, cold, hard, undeniable truth that finally sets everything right. Would you have deleted Diane's apology message like Rose did, or given her one final chance after all that manipulation? Should someone who repeatedly betrays your trust ever deserve forgiveness? Or is cutting them off completely the only way to protect yourself? If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and share your thoughts in the comments. For more revenge stories where justice is finally served, subscribe to our channel. New stories uploaded every day.